Hey everybody, Chris Englebert with Englebert Financial Advisors in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and we're talking this week about why you need insurance, but we don't sell it. Just a little refresher, we are what's called a registered investment advisor or an RIA firm. We are not insurance licensed. However, I have done a tremendous amount of strategy work with people, and what we're trying to tell people is that they've really got to look at not only their finances, as far as how much they have in their 401k or their IRA, but they've got to look at from a life strategy standpoint where their risk is as far as their lives go. And it's really all about management or risk assessment when you come to looking at maybe you and your wife and your kids and what's going on. And that's why we're really talking about life insurance, because unfortunately, we've seen many situations where, the major breadwinner, the dad, unfortunately passed away early, and the mom is, a stay-at-home mom, and she's had to get a job or do something else because people are underinsured. So one of the things that we do for our clients is we do a strategy write-up where we not only look at their investments, but we look at their risk as far as their entire lives go, and we try to tell them where their risk is. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a strategy write-up for a couple. They have 4 young children under the age of 8, and they only had about $500,000 of life insurance on the husband and $500,000 of life insurance on the wife, which was way, way too little. One of the rules of thumb is that if you are married and you have young children, you should at least have $1 million to $1.5 million of life insurance in case bad things happen. Now, many times you should even have life insurance on your wife, because what ends up happening is if there's a death of a spouse, the other spouse may not be able to work for up to a year until they get things going. So you also have to look at your exposure with your kids going into college as well. So if you have kids going into college, and you don't really have life insurance coverage. I unfortunately had an incident happen several years ago where the dad passed away. The 2 kids were going to a very expensive school, and they did not have enough coverage in order for those kids to pay for that college. And they actually had to pull those kids out of those expensive colleges and have them go to a much less expensive college. The other thing is you have to look at the debt side of your balance sheet. Now, we did a whole series here on debt and how you have to assess the debt. But again, if you have a house that's worth $500,000 and you have a mortgage that's $350,000 and you have little or no life insurance, you're really exposing yourself to having a situation where if you pass away as a spouse, your spouse may have to sell the home because they don't have enough life insurance to cover it. So we really are trying to have people understand, when they need it, when your kids are in college, if you have to pay off your mortgage. And then obviously, one of the things that people don't really think about later in life is inheritance taxes. And what we mean by that is many times people's estates have gotten rather large. And what you have to do is you have to use insurance later in life as a tool to pay those inheritance taxes. So what kind of life insurance do you buy? Life insurance is really simple when you get down to it. Unfortunately, what happened a couple of generations ago is everybody knew a family life insurance agent, and the life insurance agent was out there selling life insurance. Nowadays, life insurance is actually purchased where people say, I've got a need. What kind of life insurance do I need? And they go out and buy it. Now, you can see from my slide here, just like real estate is location, location, location. As far as we're concerned as a registered investment advisor, term life, term life, term life. Now, many people get upset because they're like, oh, I'm paying, $600 a year for insurance and I'm getting nothing for it. That's fine. You're just trying to insure for those unfortunate life events. So whether or not you get a term policies are the cheapest policies out there. You can get a term policy for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. So if you have young children, you may want to get a 20-year term policy because that takes them all the way through when they're out of college. And as far as paying for college with the death benefit. Now, if you don't understand how life insurance works, we'd be glad to explain it to you on a one-on-one consultation. But again, many times when we do a strategic write-up, we talk about people's risk that they have as far as their lives go. And one of the alarming trends that we're seeing is that people are underinsured, and that really has some severe consequences. The other type of life insurance out there. So obviously, when you get older, your kids are grown up and moved away. You no longer have a mortgage on your house, and you're saying to yourself, "Do I really need life insurance or not?" Well, that's where second to die life insurance comes in. So basically, it's insurance on two people, and it pays when the second person dies. So, for example, if you're 70 years old and you have a rather large estate, you might purchase second to die life insurance. And the good news about it is that both parties don't have to be insurable. One party can obviously not be insurable, but you have the second to die life insurance policy that kicks in and either allows your children to have a pretty good inheritance or helps your estate to pay taxes. So these are some of the things about insurance that we wanted to bring up today, because again, like I said before, we're seeing this alarming trend where a lot of people are saying, I don't really need life insurance. I've got everything covered. And unbeknownst to them, when the worst possible scenario happens, the death of a parent, in a two-parent family with small kids or college-age kids, or an older couple where they have a mortgage on the house and one of them dies and the other one then has to sell the house, we're really trying to have people understand when they need life insurance, the type that they need, and how long they need it and what the amount is. And again, we don't sell life insurance. We guide you on where to get it. We're just trying to help you control those, events that are risky in your particular life. So hope we shed a little bit of light on life insurance. I know this was a quick sketch about it. Again, contact us if you want more information. But again, we don't sell life insurance. We're just trying to help everybody get through these major life events in a positive way. Take care, everybody, and we'll be back next week.